pledge allegiance to
the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think if we have Anna do it, and then Len can coordinate that, I bet she'll have them turned around tomorrow.
That's fine.
And then Len can forward them to you to review.
Whatever works.
Right.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Unless you
So,
want to take copious notes.
No, I'm still gonna take notes just so I know, but no, I don't really need to, like, it works for me. That's perfect.
so I guess I have to find the meeting minutes here. Did anyone have a chance to look at them? I did look at them. And they seem fine to me. So, let's see. It's the, I think it's a cab June agenda? Is that the, no, it doesn't have. Communication advisory.
Are you looking for the minutes?
Yeah.
CAB May minutes is the subject.
That didn't come from Len.
They're on the
Hey,
screen.
hello.
Oh, yeah, here it is. So, yeah. So I don't think we need to read through them. I think it corresponds to my memory. We basically agreed to go with the revised proposal, and that's really the most significant thing. So I think that if everybody's okay, I move that we approve the minutes as sent out in this email by Len on June 3rd.
Second?
All right, anyone in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? Okay, so the minutes are accepted as distributed by Len on June 3rd. Okay, so next agenda item is reviewing the websites provided by Revise. I looked at a few of them. I have a couple of comments, but I think the most important thing is to have a strategy on how to review these. I think we may want to look at them in general. So what I propose is that we look at ones that might be of particular interest to each member, and possibly then, discuss what we like or don't like about each one. I do have a general comment. And this is one of the other things I did is I looked over the results from our survey that we did in the previous committee. And one of the things that came up, well, maybe it was, I don't know if this was our own bias that we introduced, but a lot of people said they would be interested in getting notifications. Mm-hmm. So that seemed to be something. I didn't really look at these exhaustively, but I didn't see it in a lot of the apps, and I think it's something we should probably highlight a little bit more, just based on our previous results. So that's just a general comment.
Something similar. A big thing was trash.
Yes.
So I was
trash.
like, can I find trash like that?
Yes, I think trash should be right there.
And then that push-pull, I thought, I have it when I found that, and translate. You translate it to different things. So I looked for like those three things.
Okay.
So when you said trash, like looking for a notification of trash schedule, like what?
Well, I think people say, oh my gosh, is there trash tomorrow? And we look out to see if our neighbors have their trash out. So you want to be able to quick go on that website and find, do I have trash tomorrow?
I will say, well, I completely 100% agree, because Paul and I had this discussion about Memorial Day, right? Because trash did not happen on Monday, and we were Monday, Wednesday
Yes.
week, right? So Monday night, Paul goes, trash is going out Wednesday. I said, trash is not going out Wednesday. I said, "Grass and recyclables are going out Wednesday." Nope, there was a Facebook post from blah, 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 that said that trash is going out Wednesday. I'm like, trash is not going out Wednesday, and I stopped arguing, and Wednesday morning, all the trash cans were taken except for the trash, and he goes, the trash wasn't taken. I said, I lived here for 15 years, I told you the trash was on Thursday. But like somebody said it, so it was like, I just wanted to be able to prove it, and I was like, never gonna find it, it's not gonna be worth it, but I just think there was a miscommunication on like, the trash is not gonna get picked up Wednesday, it's gonna be picked up Thursday, so that was the biggest piece everybody had.
Yeah, that's one of our core
And like you
services
put
that
it,
we
and
provide.
you look out on the street, I'm not kidding, so you know what my neighbor said? We're putting it all out, whatever they take, they take. I'm like, that's not helping me, like, I just wanna put out what they're taking.
And that
Cause
was
I'm just that person,
It's
so.
interesting, because in one, I couldn't find it, but it's not provided by that township, which is why it wasn't on their website.
We are unique.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
so yeah, trash is such a big
It's a big-
conversation.
that was
Even
a
in the
hot
neighborhood,
topic
cause
in
we
our
were outside
survey.
talking, I'm like,
Well-
what's going out tomorrow? They're like, we're putting out everything, and whatever they take, and whatever they don't, we're gonna leave here till Thursday, and I'm like, okay.
Were you looking for a map? We hit the button for trash and a map?
No, just like, when your trash day falls on a holiday, this is what happens.
and actually, the one that I found that had it so easy and clear was White Marsh, which is Civic Plus. It's a button right on the front that says trash and recycling, you click on it, and it gives you the reasoning behind, because everyone's has a different year, Monday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
Tuesday, Friday,
Yeah.
or whatever I am.
Oh, yeah, see it.
And originally,
Do
it
you
was.
see it on there? It's right there.
Yeah, and originally it was like, these are your trash days, and they'd be like, these are the days we're not picking up trash, and then it was like, if your trash day falls on a Monday, Tuesday, whatever it is, this is what's gonna happen the rest of the week. So typically, it is Monday, Wednesday, if your trash falls on, if holiday falls on a Monday, recyclable still Wednesday, grass is always Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then our next trash day is Thursday, so trash is just Thursday, like nothing really happens on that day. But I
Because
just
some-
think-
like I tried
unless
to,
I'm wrong,
like, put
but-
it in the search bar. Do I have to, when's trash? But that was the easiest one. I don't know if it's an easy button to put, but I think
Yeah.
that was a hot topic in the survey.
So,
Put that somewhere,
Yes.
they would be like, check.
I really liked it.
Easily put trash in like one of these hot
Yeah.
buttons that a lot of these websites had. And then I also noted that a lot of them had these boxes that popped up.
Yep.
So that's something that we can take advantage
Is that
of.
like a text
What kind of
box?
box?
Like it'll give you something more?
It's like a floating priority
an
box.
ad
Okay.
almost.
That will always be on top.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the
Go into
floating
that,
menu,
And
yeah.
if you
Well,
go
that
into
thing is
that, then
like-
it has like some hot topics that, because I,
So one thing that, to me, some of the websites, it was not clear that you could scroll down.
right.
And so, to get more information. So either, I think there's two solutions. One is to use a,
that pops
yeah, okay, I see what you mean. One is to either have a smaller image so that you can see that there's stuff that starts. The other one is maybe to have a floating box like this with a little arrow.
It says
perhaps.
scroll.
It says scroll for more.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Either way would do it, but I think, just having a big, huge picture, it's okay if that's what we want, but we should at least supplement it with a prompt that there's more information on this page.
I liked their quick links there. Nice and clean and simple.
Could you bring up the Lancaster one?
Sure.
Because there's a one little feature there that I kind of like a lot. It's the number 5,
Yeah, I like that floating information box.
Yeah, there's a floating information box,
This is the one.
which gives you important information. For example, you can put trash is canceled on
Yes.
on Monday pickup.
Holiday trash schedule in effect.
Yes.
Click for more.
That would, and I assume that that's something that an administrator can control what goes on there pretty readily.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think that's an important feature. The other thing that I liked was there's a little sub-menu there. There's a main menu at the top, and then there's a little sub-menu that has all the contact information right there, and all the important stuff, like what time is the township open? How do you reach us? The phone number's there, the address is there. And then, the stuff at the far left at the far right, is not as important. But, I mean, I don't know how the rest of you feel about that, having that be very prominent. You might get more phone calls that way. And maybe that's not the desired, maybe, I mean, the trend in
Oh,
business
the
is
banner up there.
Yeah, the second banner.
Yep.
The trend in business is to have people do everything online. So I don't know if having a phone number that prominent is something that we want.
It's a good question.
There
I
was,
personally am in favor of humans, but
say what?
I said I'm personally in favor of humans. Like, I am very frustrated by when I call and, I'm like yelling, agent, agent.
Yes.
Because I need to talk to a person. I'd rather have us, like, I don't dislike, although, Matt, I would ask what your thoughts are, since it'd be the administrative staff
My
answering
question
the
is,
phone.
how does the staff feel about it?
Yeah, but I like humans picking up the phone for us.
I agree with you as long as somebody picks up that phone and it doesn't go to an automated system. If it goes to an automated system, it defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So I fall kind of somewhere in between. An automated system, an auto attendant is helpful. It helps us navigate to where those calls should go, but only one choice. And then after that one choice, you will get a human. It's not like a, hey, speak, who do you want to talk to, right? It's not that AI
State
generated.
the nature of your question.
Yeah, because, case in point, currently our receptionist is getting all phone calls when 60 to 70% of them really should go to codes. And so we actually just instituted, hey, if you call, if you need to talk to codes, please press 1. All other, I can't remember how we designed it. Everybody else, stay on the line or press 2. And if you hit 1, it'll go to codes and someone will pick up. Or if not, Anna will pick it up. So that's why I say I'm somewhere in between. It really does become overwhelming because Anna's not just sitting there waiting for the phone to ring. She is doing other things as well, and it's an interrupted workflow if you are getting all phone calls to the township. So I want to be respectful to that. But I agree, I don't like those continual nested auto attendants where you're, tapping away.
They've gotten better and they actually recognize most things that in the early days, it was hard. But still. But I think the issue of what to put on the website is kind of separate. Do we want to, put the number prominently? Do we need to put a little menu with various choices? Make that phone a drop-down.
Yeah, I think
That
so.
has-
This is any menu, I think it's
I
just,
think so.
It's just the content.
it's just the content. Let's see if I click on it. It'll take you, actually takes, it's wonderful, because they take you a map right to where they're located.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And probably, maybe on your cell phone, it might allow you to call.
Yeah.
Sometimes all that contact information is just nested nicely on the very bottom of the page.
It also is here. It's like a twofer.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not terrible. I usually, like, as soon as if I want a phone number and I don't see it, that's why I go to the bottom. But,
As long as it's there.
yeah, like prominent, easy to find. Oh, so they have both, yeah. Yeah, make it easy.
I enjoy the big buttons that
Me too.
they
Yes, I like
are
big,
in majority of these websites.
Yes.
Huge and
clean.
very clean, yeah.
Now, there was another on this website that I'm not sure how many, I know it came up. People wanted to know about crime. So this was the only website that had this new, it's called Crime Watch.
Which
It
we
was the
have.
latest.
Yeah.
Do we have it?
We do.
It's a little bit, it was good until you go onto it and it says Crime Watch for residents. And it says, news people, your primary platform will now be eliminating email, fax, phone, press releases. It's all, oh my gosh, the ants are coming from my house. They're following me. Just kidding. And that links to the police department page. And actually, it does, if you pull it.
Which site was it?
It says,
No, which site was the?
It's the Lancaster.
Oh, it was, okay.
so I have it, it's under latest news, there's road work, street cleaning, bridge closure, meeting dates, and then it's a Crime Watch, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Oh, I see, you have to scroll
So
across.
you scroll across. Crime Watch.
Yeah.
If you click on that, it goes,
It's not clickable.
Yeah, my link's broken too.
So it was interesting.
I wonder if it's
Latest
not
deal.
clickable and it's just,
And I think it's down.
Maybe that, read the latest news details, maybe by clicking here, that bar under.
Yeah, so that's actually.
There's website isn't
Here, that right, left scroll,
Yeah.
I don't think that's
March of
good.
this year.
But the Crime Watch was interesting. I didn't see it on any other websites, and it links to the police department page, and then there are pictures of people who committed crimes in the township, the most wanted, and then they also have positive stories. The police visited the elementary school, but it has like what they were.
Okay, yeah.
the one
Probably,
thing.
yeah, it's probably like updates, yes, yes. People,
Watch.
so I don't,
We have it.
do we have
The
that?
one thing that I will say though,
So-
on the phone, I can't find that.
Okay.
And I know we talked about putting everything on the phone. So on the phone, if you go all the way to the bottom, you can call from the cell phone, the 717, but it's not at the top. Like it's a menu at the top and it's a drop down at the top, but it's not going across, it's going down. So you see like the Lancaster Township and you see we're hiring and you see the upcoming events and like the sweep and the yard track, but you don't see what you can see here that we can see, you can't see on your phone. Now, it could be user error, that's fine. But it's just curious because when we go into that, we talk so much about everyone using
Right.
the website on their phone. So what really looks nice here is not being portrayed here.
So maybe that's one of our must-have features, right, to make sure, like, we talked about like mobile friendliness, like we want, most people are looking
And
at
it could be
their
user
phone.
error, so I'm still.
Yeah, but, I mean, you're a smart person and you're a user, so if you're looking at this and it's frustrating you, that's noteworthy.
I like the functionality and the linkage. I think I'd like us to focus on what types of things we want connected to. This website, in my opinion, breaks a lot of rules. Way too much text, right? We need to get away
Yeah.
from text.
Yes.
I don't like that scrolling thing that's not hot linked, that you have to hit a button underneath
Yeah, the
it.
right, left scrolling.
That's not working
that's not
right.
good.
But I like the elements of making it visual. I like it making it clean. I like the linking to other resources that we have. And so the fact that you're having a problem on your phone, that's bad, right?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have that problem. You shouldn't say, oh, it's user error. It should be intuitive. It should be easily translatable and
I
adaptable to
see.
your device.
Yeah,
That-
so if it,
that
if it's
little
not
eye-
me,
That little eye pops down that little sub-menu.
right. So like if it's not me and you have to click here and you have to do that, we're gonna have the same frustration that we had on the current website,
Yep.
which makes us null and void.
If you're
as to
having
what we're
trouble,
working on,
you're
right?
not the only one.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's probably gonna be residents who are sort of less comfortable with technology than you are. I mean, you're smart and you're reasonably tech savvy, so if you're having a problem with it, we have residents who are less tech comfortable, that's not.
This looks like, my hunch is that this is an earlier revised website. It's a little dated.
I would agree with that.
But this is a live website,
Oh, yeah.
and it hasn't been updated since March. A lot of dates in here are March.
Well, that's not revised as far.
And maybe
No, that's not revised.
that wasn't something that their residents, or maybe they didn't ask the residents what they wanted. Like, we know what they kind of want, and we want
Yeah,
to,
you're right.
we'll put other things in, but if we could hit some of their top things.
I like the quick connection to Crime Watch. I like the quick connection to trash. Those are really good feedback items.
I don't think they have the notify button on here. Some had like notify me or e-notify, and they had the drop down with the different, you could
I like the red alerts
phone
and stuff like that.
or
Okay.
email option, but there was a
Yes.
couple of those, but not all of them. So let's see, I don't think we have that Lancaster had that.
No.
I'm with you though, man, it does look a little.
Email
like there's
alerts
some
and
features in
newsletter,
here that look
easy is
more
fine.
Temporary, but it does overall look a little dated.
Yeah.
The color may be part of that.
Just the layout, it's not
Yeah.
as current as some.
So Hamden Township
Hampton Township
has,
has it, but
the
it's,
notify
but it's
button.
buried, yes. It's buried.
it's at the bottom, right of the homepage.
Yeah.
And then Warrington was hard to find things, but the,
I wasn't thrilled with that one either.
Upper Allen. I said like quick links at the bottom, but and easy to read, but I almost missed it because of the pictures and the side box. alert updates and info.
Yeah, Hampton Township has these, on their contact us, they have emergency email alerts. That's under the contact us.
Everyone must need sewer trash.
What's that?
Which one is
Everyone
that?
must need the sewer trash. Tell me where I have to be.
So,
So-
which one is this? Hamden?
So the design of most of these websites is they have a main menu that has a bunch of drop-downs. Some of them have lots of choices, others are much fewer choices. I kind of like the lots of choices because it allows you to get to where you want with fewer clicks.
Yeah.
The other element that's in a lot of them is the search bar sometimes is very prominent, right in the middle. For example, let me see which one.
Is this Hamden while you're on? Yes, they had,
Yeah, I have
A
trouble
link to-
navigating on my phone.
they had like links to Zoom for all their meetings and a YouTube channel. Do we have that too?
We have a YouTube channel, yeah.
So it's Zoom and meeting ID, it's really easy to
Starting
get
Monday,
to.
we're going to be live streaming our council meetings.
Oh, yeah, so they had, Hamden Township has a
Been better.
really easy way to get to it on the homepage.
So Maryland Heights has this search box that comes
Yeah.
up very prominently.
I like that too.
That's kind of a nice feature.
And you don't have to search for search.
No, exactly. Some of them, it's kind of buried up in the corner. I really like the search button being large and easily available. Because now, also, I think it was the Olympia, Washington, their search function is, oh, no, I went to, that's the wrong one. I clicked on the wrong one. Their search function is obviously been curated a little bit. So for example, it comes up, the search box is right there in front, but when you search on something, let me just put in trash. You have a choice of suggested pages, documents, and all results. And so I mean I don't know if that's it's different anyway. And occasionally
like that.
ask you if you're
I like that for that reason. If you want to look up trash, there's everywhere in our website we talk about trash would be right there at your fingertips. You don't have to go down this page, go their page, you can just boom right there.
Sometimes it didn't recognize the keywords, but it seems to me that they've curated this a little bit, and so the suggested pages are somebody decided that if you type in trash, it's going to give you these and then there's all results gives you like just a Google search. So that requires work.
Looks like the suggested pages is an internal query inside how you have the website organized. Because carts and containers and garbage and recycling, if I just put in trash, those are two things that are nested inside of the website database. Then if you want something broader, that's that documents, where to your point, it's a larger Google search. And then all results is a combination of both of those.
Yeah.
Your documents are going to be PDFs, right?
Yes.
So if you look at the all results, it still utilizes that web search, and then the two suggested pages are the top.
Yeah, most of these documents are all PDFs. Yes.
So if you're looking for a form or a flyer,
Yeah.
that's where you're going to find it.
Which is pointing to a larger point that managing a website like this, a content management system, requires fastidious data uploading. It's not just plopping a file on the website and calling it a day. It's posting a file, a PDF, and putting the subtext in, ADA text in, because all of those things help the site, the content management system, then query it. If you don't have those things, if it's just an image, it's just an image, it doesn't know what it is. It's just going to result in image 0001.pdf. So it's going to take a different way for us to manage and maintain this as well, and being very thoughtful in anything that we post to the website and making sure that we have all of that metadata also included when we make those posts.
Right, so that's a bigger strain on the internal staff. But
Which is why it's going to be important to make sure we have all of those things accounted for on our launch, and then it becomes lesser of a challenge managing it and maintaining it. Build the box around what it is, how we do it, and make sure then any future updates and posts to it adheres to that same level of fastidiousness. Second time I've used the word fastidiousness. There's the third. Right?
So Matt, what would it look like, the transition from current website, under that description, from current website to new?
There is
We're
so
not just-
much.
And there's so much stuff, like, we're not just
Junk.
dumping it in there, so what has to happen? I mean, somebody's going through that like a piece at a time, or?
Yes.
So one of the employees here.
No. This is part of the transition that we're paying for.
Okay.
Yep. They will identify, they'll say, hey, look, we're going to be looking at migrating this page. How much of this page needs to come over? We can say, that one's not relevant, that one's relevant, that one isn't. Yes, this whole page is relevant. They import it over.
Do they also provide training for the staff for
Yes.
like future
Oh, yeah.
putting in the, okay.
Yeah, and the way these new websites are designed, it is intuitive on the administrator, content creator perspective too. It's not like, oh, I have to code HTML to make sure the metadata's right. It's hey, upload this document. It will prompt you, hey, what are the meta fields that you need to populate? It'll be okay.
Is the same true for every document that's archived? So there's, like, you could find any ordinance that's ever been written. I assume our resolutions are all, I mean, does somebody have to go through every document as well as
It
every
depends.
page?
It depends. It depends on how a document is saved digitally. If that document was saved digitally with OCR, then no, you don't have to, because it's queryable inside of that document. If it's just scanned as an image, you're out of luck. There's nothing that will scan an image and say, oh, this is text. You have to put it through some sort of text recognition device for it. AI is getting better at that, but it's not foolproof.
Well, I wonder if that text message really goes up as a picture.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
So some of the, on our website now, like if you type in trash, it might pull up something, or maybe, I don't know if it's our website, but definitely when we were looking at them with our committee, it might pull up a 2016 trash schedule.
yeah,
So,
the Google, the ones that are just relying on Google are usually kind of poor.
so will it automatically like put it more like the more current ones and then back?
So that's a maintenance issue. Right? This content management system will only be as good as those of us who are interacting with it. If we just go and put the new trash schedule up and do not remove the existing trash schedule, it still lives in the metaverse. Right? To remove it, it'll still start popping up, but then it'll start showing up as a broken link until finally the search indexes will self-correct and say, oh, that document's been removed, remove it from the SEO, search engine optimization. Then it will only present the most current one. The way this system is, right, that's the way our website is currently.
Okay, great.
Put a document up there, keep all the other ones. If you do a search, the search on our website is looking at all things inside of that database. It's going to return everything, whether it's relevant or not.
Yes, and that's kind of,
So annual, there's things that change daily, there's things that change weekly, things that change monthly, quarterly, biannually, annually. Trash schedule, the trash schedule, that's an annual thing. That's someone that's in, as we prepare for the newsletter. Hey, here is the trash schedule for 2025. Post it, and it sits as 2025. once 2026 comes around, that needs to be removed,
Right.
right? There's no reason for it to, it's not relevant.
Right.
All that does is create confusion for the end user.
Right, so who removes that?
That would be staff.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you go, when you know your workflow is, okay, I'm uploading the annual trash schedule, when I do that, I first need to remove the 2025.
So when they go from the website now, like, does each department go through and clean up all that old stuff? Or is that, they do that with, Revise helps them do that?
Revise will be the project manager, and you know when they need that type of granular feedback, yeah, they'll contact us, and we will include the right department director for it. If I was building the website, I would post current trash schedule. That is what the query would be, and then it's a document that is connected to that heading that can be uploaded. So regardless of what year, it's still relevant. It's only going to ever recall one thing: current trash schedule, and that document sits underneath that heading. I didn't have my hands. I don't know what I would do. Right? Y'all are going to be so impressed with a new website. Like all of these things that you're saying are like our standard operating procedure now. So I think it's good to hear the feedback of what types of things you're looking to promote on the first level. That's important. My concern, I'm going to go graphic and say, what picture are we going to have on the front page? What's going to be our identity?
I want a different picture for each season.
I like that.
I like something like whatever's happening, right? So we talked about this before. So if you have July 4th coming up, maybe you're doing the community center and the flags or whatever it is, or there's, if you're doing Memorial Day, you're at the Villanova baseball fields and you're promoting that little section of that for that month or that quarter. And, if you're doing, when you get to the holidays, you're promoting the fire companies and them coming around giving out the candy canes or whatever they're doing. And, you promote something within the community every quarter or whatever that may be, because that's why you live here. That's what it is. Don't forget about these. And it doesn't have to be, obviously we're not going to hit everything, but hit some of the big ones. And then underneath that, we're also having, the bands in the park over the summer, but the picture could be something else. But here, don't forget this for the summer and this for the summer and things like that. That I think we just drive past things and we don't see them and we forget about them and go, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Like we do have that, or we do, whatever that may be. I don't know. At Easter time or at springtime, maybe you have organizations doing flower sales and you post those up because they're in your community, or I don't know, just the day that we missed, like our Plymouth Day or whatever. Like, they're the big things.
So just to elaborate on what you said, it doesn't just have to be a photograph. I mean, just look at this.
I like this one
on the
here.
screen right now.
Just everything changing?
Movie, it's a movie. It's little
It's
snippets
a little video.
of different things that's happening in their community.
Right.
Exactly. And now,
Because we don't have anything that's, look at us. Look at, this is what Plymouth Township is. We don't have that one thing. But we have a lot of little things.
Yeah,
All
some
right.
people had with the branding, like logo, you know what I mean? They said like a first-class township where people come first. Do we want something like that?
I think the community
Gateway
center.
to historic Bucks
Go
County.
ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Continue.
No, but like some of those, like a tagline? Is that what you're
tagline.
call it?
I need a tagline.
Ooh.
Woohoo, you're ahead of the game.
Close to everything, far from ordinary.
I know, I wonder where did you
Because-
make that up? 'Cause I saw it in your your
Yeah,
email.
because I was trying to figure out like what Plymouth Township is, and people often want to have things at the community center because we're close to, we're close to all of the highways and it's easily accessible. So I kind of went with that, and
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
I like that a lot. You're exactly right. There's lots of times people are like, can we do something here? Because it's, even within the county, like it's
Super.
reasonably accessible.
yes.
I mean, all the interchanges that are right here,
That's
making
what we
it easy
get
to
a
get
lot.
to.
It's
I
like
love
people
that.
want to have things at the community center because it's easy for people to get to.
I want people in Plymouth to want to have things at the community center. I want people to see what we have. I love that people are coming from outside, because, okay, it's gonna generate your revenue and it's gonna generate that. But what are we doing internal? Are we just driving past the community center being like, yep, we have that, just I'm on my way to wherever I'm going? And you know what I mean? And forget. Like, but I think that's great to be able to have that. I think you bring organizations in, like even for some of the pictures, you bring in those places that do community events. Mission Barbecue is one. You have some other ones that do some other things that bring people out and say, we really do have this in Plymouth. It is what we're here for. If the mall is doing some kind of activity, I'm just gonna go off target here, but even in the Lowe's parking lot, there's a Lobster Mobster truck. Put that on there. Don't forget the Lobster Mobster trucks in blah, blah, blah parking lot, Tuesday through Thursday. I don't know when they're there.
That's hard
I'm
to
making
keep
that
up with, though, honestly.
It is, but I think once you start to do that, people see what this is too. Like, I just think we forget. Like, we just, come out of our houses, go to work, do whatever we do, and forget why we live here. Why is it important? What are we missing? Is it the nature walks? Is it something else? How many people go walking along here, the nature walks, that we forget they're there? The tech school is there. You don't have to bring it all up at one time, but I think we have lots of opportunities for lots of pictures and movies and things that are going on, showing graduations out of the schools, showing what it is. Like, you're watching this movie and I'm thinking, where would we get people, like real people, to show up at the movies? Like, we don't take videos of anything, right? Like, maybe Community Day we do. Maybe the program that the police run for the younger kids, I forget what it's called, when they're all on patrol or whatever.
Camps.
Like, you're taking, like, obviously you have to make sure you can get pictures of the kids, but you're taking that. If you're doing walks at the community center, or you're doing something with, whatever that sport, pickleball, and you're doing all that, like, this is what our community, this is what our township has to offer. You still want to go out to outside, but you want to go inside too, because, okay, so if I think about it, and I am not one that does this, but every single person that lives in Plymouth, tell me why you're not part of the community center, why you're not a part of that, member of that. Why do you have to go to the fitness centers in East Narden or wherever it is? Why aren't you utilizing that? There's got to be a reason, right? Because we're not advertising enough, we're not putting that, I don't know. I'm not a member either, so it doesn't help. But I'm just saying, like, if we do all of that and you show people, like, oh, I didn't know we could go to Harriet Weatherhill Park, that's part of Plymouth Township, and you can go pick flowers and do this in the fall, and I just think we're missing so much. That's all. That's my little take, sorry.
Well, and to your point, we don't have to do it all at once, but I mean, if you think about all the things you just mentioned, and if every couple of weeks, the image rotated from Plymouth Little League opening day ceremony to something at Harriet Weatherhill Park, Maple Acre Farms, I mean, there's so many things. Like, if every couple of weeks there was something, once a month.
We can even pick certain
manage.
schools, like if they do an activity, and you can pick up some of the private schools too, if they'll let you, but like, oh yeah, this happened, and they're celebrating this, and White Marsh Elementary used to celebrate something with the police officers, I forget, like Military Day or something with that, like where you're appreciative, so you show the kids on that. You do stuff at William Jean's Library, bring that in, I don't know, that's in that White Marsh.
That's White
That's
Marsh.
not ours.
No, but White Marsh Elementary is still part of Plymouth Township School District, so yes, you have to be careful, but, because obviously we cross over different places, but, if you're still bringing in things like that, like Plymouth doesn't have a library, so we're kind of.
Yeah, like our police officers are going to play kickball with the Carsey group with kids. Like, what a cool thing. How many people know that's going to happen? But on the website, lots of people would see it.
Like, if that's our goal, to have everyone read it or look at it or go into it and all that, like, what's gonna bring them back? Something that's gonna trigger them.
You want to keep it from getting stale.
I think the community center is a big thing to promote.
Yeah.
And should be, a significant, maybe half of what you're talking about.
Yep.
Something pretty substantial.
Well, it's unique. I mean, it's something we have that most other people don't have.
Right.
No other municipality even close to us has something that looks like that.
Yeah.
We should utilize our drones to get these shots.
Oh, that would be awesome.
The police were gonna drone footage Plymouth Township Day for us this year. For the first time.
There's so many things that they can bring in.
Now, for the branding, is that something that, does Revise do that? Or do we
can.
just-
Can I suggest, there's one other thing I want to bring up. There's actually a couple of things I didn't like, and I just wanted to Would you bring up Exeter Township?
Sure.
And I'll tell you why I didn't like it. Okay, so this has a very large image, and the menu is at the bottom. Okay, that, to me, that, the menu should be right at the top, not below. Secondly, click on one of the links, any one of them, community, government, residents. Okay, just, it takes you immediately, it doesn't have a sub-menu, it just has this menu, and it takes you right to another page.
If you roll over that community, it has your sub-menu
Do they have sub-menus?
right there.
Roll down on it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, some of them do.
Yeah.
That's how
Okay.
ours is now.
All right, I still don't like it.
Wow, it's tiny, it's like,
I mean, but it opens
I like
below
nothing in my
the
notes.
community page opens below that big picture.
I mean, no.
Right, but my point is that most of the others have the sub-menu where it's readily visible.
yeah.
And to me, that's better because it requires fewer clicks. This requires, so bring up any of the others, like one of the ones you just had up. Yeah, I didn't think to hover over it, but bring up, I don't know, the one you had up before.
Community?
No, a different
A
webpage.
Different webpage, okay.
It is tiny though, like all the text is, like, even these headers are so
think
small
Hal likes it
compared to.
So
the-
Hamden, try this one, just click on one of these. I'm not sure if this will, one of the menu things
top.
at the top. Okay, notice the difference. Okay, it brings up a large menu. Now, I didn't think to check it on the, and you can see the submenus are just sort of here. Now, I think you can still get the police department and it goes to a separate page. But, that has that submenu there. But this, this is better.
Police
than-
blotters, yeah.
yeah, this is better. It's not text, it's images. But the thing I like about this style menu, it's information dense, and you don't have to, hover over anything. I didn't even think to hover over that other one.
I like it that instead of going down, so you have to scroll to see all that,
It just pops up.
it comes
It's right
across.
there. It's right there.
And then you
Now,
don't have to go through each little tab, right? It's like-
exactly.
yeah.
You don't have to make multiple links. Whereas on Exeter Township, even if you realize that it has a submenu embedded, so I thought that cell was a lot better. I also like the use of large icons here. And
I like that too.
and the fact that the image is on the smallish, it doesn't take up the entire screen. So you can see that there's more down below. You see, that right there prompts you to scroll down. Just the design of the page.
Yeah, I like that too. I like things that jump off the page. Like if you're looking for something, you're not gonna hunt for it. If you're looking for trash, like there it is.
Yeah.
Right, or you could have, I would suggest that paying the trash is not as important as when are they picking up?
Yeah.
Because on this one, it was hard to find trash on Hamden, I couldn't find. But this has the notify, at the bottom is a notify me button, and it brings you to a list of the text. Let's see it.
Yeah, I
The
didn't,
community resource, maybe.
I thought it was at the end of one of the menu. If you go up and do the menu.
I got it. At the bottom is a notify me button, brings you to a list to email. I don't see it now, though.
These right-left scrolls, to me, those are not, that's not a good feature.
Unless, is that the new thing we get used to? Because we're used to these drop downs. Is that a new?
Click on Contact Us up there. I think this had a, oh no,
This is where you would put your information in so they can send it to you if you have any problems.
yeah, no, that's not what I was thinking of.
I like the bold icons too, and whatever we
Bold
decide,
icons.
and we don't have to your point, we don't have to say like pay for trash, pay trash and sewer, like whatever ours are, like whatever we want prominent, like you can't miss those. And we know what people are looking for, they've kind of shared with us what they're hoping to find.
Emergency email alerts. That's what you were looking for?
Yeah, there we go. You found the mailing list.
But wait, keep scrolling. No, I feel like, I don't know. A lot of them had those, just like we had in our survey.
Uh-huh.
The push or the pull, and it had the icons, but I don't see it now.
They notify me.
Yeah,
Yeah, but,
Hit notify.
yeah, but that's Cumberland County. You've gone to a different website. It started out as Hamden Township, and now you went to
Oh,
Cumberland.
so you want me to be in Hampton?
So,
Yeah.
but they were in different ones, but I don't,
Exeter.
I have a question. While they're looking at this, like, are these all the specifics we have to come up with now, or do we really have to go broad and bring these people in and be like, okay, this is what I want to see, like, this is kind of where we want to focus, like, what should we, like, I feel like we're getting down into like the nitty gritty, like what we really want to see and what really needs to be out there, like, we need trash and we need this, but are we jumping over the level of like, when we bring them in, what are the first steps into that cycle before we even get here?
Yes.
Okay. Because it might be that something like, Becky, like you said, like, I don't like the right and left on my phone. I'd rather have it up and down. But that might not even be an option. We might have to go, like, there was a point where you could go right and left, and I'm like, I'm going to go right and left. Okay, it's just a rethinking of things. Like, I don't even know if it's an option to go up and down on the phones or
Right.
what it may be, you know?
I think our energy would be best directed at defining what headings do we want across the top. Keep it simple. I like City of Olympia, Community Services, Government, Business, Info. Right, that level thing, because those are going to be static. And then everything inside of that meaning, we're not going to continue, when we add things to the website, it's important for continuity's sake to never change that heading. It'll always be Community Services, Government, Business, Info. Because as an end user, consumer, you get familiarized with it. Right? You never want to expand that. So everything we add to it then has to fall inside of that first level bucket.
Yeah, pull down one of these just to look at it. I forgot how this one looks.
If you see recurring, if you look at all of these
Yeah, this-
websites,
this is good.
you're going to see similar headings. What do you like?
Yes.
Which one do you want first?
Yes.
Right? That's beneficial. That's good for this group to give us that guidance, because then everything else, it's just buckets that fall in it. Once the data is populated inside of the database, we can then tweak what it looks like, how we want it, where we want it, get the first version of it. What is the look and feel that you like? When you go to these websites, which one makes you go, oh man, that is a really nice looking and functioning website?
This one.
Olympia?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one that I keep coming back
And
to.
they probably spent more money than anyone else, too.
But we have a contract,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
we're
I
gonna,
think the lesser clicks, which everybody agrees to, I think, is better.
Yes.
The least amount of times I have to click to get to where I need to be.
Yeah, that's even one of our
Better
key
off.
findings from our, I brought this thing that you put together. And that's one of the key findings in the end here, fewer clicks.
because those are, like, minimize clicks, that's good feedback to give to the developer. We want design, we want the look and feel to look like Olympia. We want to minimize the clicks. We want to keep it short, concise. We like the large logo or the icons for hyperlinks.
I like the, what are you looking for, that's right up there.
I like that
Prominent
too.
search bar.
There was one, I forget which one, that had some suggested terms. You know,
Honestly, I like all the functions of that website. That first homepage,
Yeah.
how you got that search, you've got the simple menu across the top, you've got the floating menu bar on the right-hand side.
Oh, what is that?
So if you scroll down, this is all of the subsections of each of the homepage.
Oh, I see.
And then each
That's interesting.
view of-
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I had not noticed that. That is cool.
Yep.
I like the video too. We talked about video. I'm picturing exactly what you talked about. I'm like imagine if this is Plymouth Little League's opening day. You see kids parading. Like you're not seeing still images. Like it's
It's
interesting.
interactive.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like it's more real than it is just like, we just pulled some pictures off the internet. and just put them
Exactly.
on there.
So,
Do
I'm
the
gonna challenge
side
this
ones
group.
tie in with the top ones?
No, that's just the web, the homepage.
So this is a trivial point, but I like the headings with one exception. I think the home, the fact of being able to click on home, that explicitly is kind of a useful thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, you know, when you click on this, on the city itself, you go home, but not everyone's gonna realize
Right, I
that.
agree.
There's a lot of good stuff here, though. I will say, this is a great place to start with.
I think we should use Olympia as our starting point.
Yes, of all the sites that I looked at, this is a really nice one. Part of that, I hope we're not getting snowed by the fact that it's got such nice videos on here. But I do see the functionality.
The website folks didn't fly these videos, they were provided to them.
Yeah,
So we would need to fly them, possibly hire somebody to do it professionally. That's what this is. This is
Yeah.
like they've, right?
Yeah, that's where they spent their extra money.
So a good exercise for this committee would be, what video do you want? What would best, right? This is the brand, this is the image. What are we gonna look, who are we? So what should that video be? Where should we fly the video?
Community center.
Yeah, community center would be great.
I think all the different things, community center, restaurants, parks, because you're saying, what was
The
that?
new town, the
Maple Acres
ordinary
Farm.
look of the township.
Farm, yeah, sure.
With all the flowers planted,
The
like
ball
that's-
fields.
Yeah, have
The
people.
ball fields, the
have
fire,
people-
fire
All
companies.
over the park.
Have people out there picking flowers and
Yeah.
coming back and showing the flowers.
The fire companies.
Yeah, fire companies.
There's so much, we just don't have one thing. We got so much.
And I didn't think about that when I was walking in here. I just drive past things and go, yeah, I know where that is, and I know what this is. Forget about how important.
I also think the Villanova games
I was gonna say the Villanova, like,
Yeah.
you
would
know,
be a good thing. And nobody knows that Villanova plays there, you know? I mean, a lot of people, well, I didn't until,
All right, I think we're running out of time. Do we want to talk a little bit about branding?
yeah, that's a good idea.
Can I just mention one quick thing that I'm looking at with City of Olympia that I like and one that I'm not crazy about? Like that menu bar on the right-hand side. I actually like when you open it.
Where are we at?
Yes,
Yeah.
that menu bar,
Yeah,
that
well, what I
little,
don't like is it intuitive to people what those things are? Like, I'm
What the
looking.
images are.
Yeah,
Yes.
like,
You
I
can
think,
probably choose to associate words with them, I would imagine. Because one of them has words,
it takes you to different,
Yeah,
like this one.
I think
This
people,
is the same thing,
yeah,
but it has words associated with it as opposed to just.
yeah. So I might suggest that. I mean, I like that this is really clean, but.
which
I
one are
think
you
people-
looking at?
Yeah, like I'm wondering if people would, the one that looks like, the Supreme Court there, like a government setting, like, do people know that's
that
what
gives
that
you
is?
pictures of
It's
council.
the same idea,
That's doing.
Yeah.
but instead of just
Yeah.
images,
Oh,
this,
general
yeah,
township.
this one has words.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm sure that's an option that.
Yeah, so that's a simple thing, but,
We could always opt out of that.
I mean, I like that setup. I would just maybe associate a title with it. But when you open them up, what I was gonna say is I like if you're looking at, this is like their council, like, look at this, agendas and minute meetings, advisory, like, it's so clean, like
that
that
is nice.
page
That
is
is very
really
clean.
clean.
Yes,
Like,
it
once
is.
you open it up, and the same thing is true if you open up any of the others, like, I like the way they look. And then everything is very, like, there it is, and there's a title
Clean.
and a one-liner under it. It's just that these, I think, are not
Right.
as intuitive as they could be. So, I mean, it's a really simple thing, but.
Even when I see
Like,
what it is, I still don't know what the picture.
Can you bring up
Yeah.
Genoa Township?
What township?
Genoa,
Genoa.
I think that was.
Because I think there's a lot to like in
It was
Olympia.
under other states, similar population, the first one.
Clicked that 3 times.
Oh, wait a
Oh.
minute. That's not what it looked like when I did this.
Wait, which
It
one?
changes, it's a video.
Yeah, see, so generally.
No, the menu on the right.
Oh,
I think they're a little more intuitive.
Yeah.
Go to, click on government. I wonder if I was on a sub-page.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, this is, to me, that's really like, that's very user-friendly.
That's very, that whole thing is very.
That's nice.
See, when I went to it, Lynn, it looked like that. That was the side menu.
Government departments, it has just a few things at the top, like.
Yeah.
home.
there now.
Yes,
No, it was
Government
words.
Department Services.
Not image, not just the
Like, those are
images.
videos, like that's
Which is
awesome, like
weird, right?
fishing derby, like there's kids fishing, they're moving, they're fishing.
Yes.
So one of the police officer arresting someone. Hit the flashing light.
Listen, don't come in here with all your bad ethics stuff, because we're gonna arrest you if you're in here doing the wrong thing.
Like HIPAA kind
Yeah, that's a good find too, Ed, that's similar.
This is a good one. We can, and I like that little down arrow too. See the down arrow there?
Yep.
Because when you go, if you scroll all the way up to the top, when the picture is taking up most of the page, and it bounces down a little, it prompts you to scroll
Yeah,
down.
this is another good one.
Yeah, that's what you were saying.
I like how Olympia though, I mean, it's a really aesthetic thing, but to me, that big Genoa bar on top, like why not, I loved how that was an image. Like that was all part of the image on Olympia, like that's to me, that this big fat white bar on top is kind of blah, like versus.
Personally, I like Olympia's better, but
Yeah.
I think there might be pieces we can pick out of
Yes.
Yeah.
that go okay, well, we really like the arrow on Genoa's, but we really like the screenshot on Olympia's.
Yeah, like I love that.
And the-
whole-
Right, because
and
if
it's
if you're gonna use up the whole screen to show an image, you need a prompt to scroll down.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, that's a good point. And I do like that search bar, like right there,
Yes.
no losing that.
Okay. I think we've got really good direction. You feel confident about it?
What are you thinking over there, Joanna?
And where did you get your color? You had color branding, Joanna. You had color branding?
I did.
Where did you get that from?
Canva, one of the programs we use. They have a whole section on suggested branding colors, but I like bright. I don't know if the whole township is gonna like bright, but
Well, show us what you have. What do you think? What do you like?
these are the ones I sent.
Yeah, so now
What
we're
is
on
this for?
now we're on branding, okay.
What is this for?
This was just a color idea of what color combinations to use as a township as a whole.
Okay.
So one of the nice things about the Olympia one is it changes based on the image. I mean, the image kind of takes up the whole thing.
If it were me.
Me too, because a lot of
kinda
our
like that.
vehicles are already orange. Like our public works, I'm pretty sure they're orange.
I like this, it's bold
But
enough.
those are my two favorite colors too, so.
Yeah, I'm a little biased. Anybody else want to see these? Just for fun. Matt, what would you suggest we do as our very next step in terms of the actual branding piece? Like,
I'd look at it as two options. Revise also has a branding type service.
okay,
If we are confident that we can come up with a tagline or look and feel, then we just need someone to develop a new logo, which Revise would be considered for. Or we can go through an entire branding exercise where you bring in, we hire a branding firm, a marketing firm, who will conduct interviews with this group, will conduct interviews with residents, do a whole thing to then define a logo based upon the sense of the community. That's a big project. I'm not sure we need that. I don't know.
I like this tagline.
We'd have to tweak it a little bit, I think, but.
I think if we start down this path of website development and we continue to talk about the look and feel of it, and we can help refine, work on this tagline, that I think it would be cost effective to go with Revise and have them come up with a logo. They're already working with us. They're going to be interacting with us about the look and feel. I think they're going to be really well positioned to come up with a couple of drafts.
I liked all of the ones Len included. I thought they did a great job on all of them.
I think it would be a minimal commitment, a minimal investment at this point.
It can go way up there in cost.
oh, sure, like.
And not to say that that's not valuable, but I don't know if we need it. if it's just a logo and a nice website, I think we can work with that and.
It's something we carry forward. Once you have it, you use it and move with it.
Just out of curiosity, what is everybody drawn to from, I mean, those are not the only color choices on the planet, but just as an initial.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost on that. My tendency is to go bright, just because I think that's what brings people's eyes to things, but, yeah.
Bright's not typically good for websites.
Is blue?
Certain shades. You want kind of muted, like Olympia, what draws you to it? It's bright, but it's not, right? They're muted colors, right? Like the green, it's bright, but not too bright.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, here the primary color is essentially the photograph.
But look, when he flips, do you
Well, when
mean-
you flip though, yes.
Right,
Yeah.
so is that where like, there's, one of these colors would be like the strip, this is
Background,
like
the
blue and
background.
orange, because it's
Yeah.
city of, like a white text with,
I think you want something that is gonna draw your eyes to whatever the words are.
I
Like whatever that is, like this, yeah, white is boring, but like I can read parking services. Like I don't wanna go a green background and then red letters and I'm like, wait, what does that say? Does that say parking services? Like, okay, so I'm a big Phillies fan, but the TV right now, like you can't see the score of the game because whatever they have on the background of the team's logos, you can't see the score. And last night I was like, what is the score now? Like I can't see it. Like, so that just reminds me of something that's awful. Like I don't want to go into the website and not be able to see what it says.
Yeah.
I would love to have something other than white because I just.
I don't know if you picked up on this.
But I love that it
Look
says,
at-
like I can see it.
Look at the first image, and then each one of these colors that are the backgrounds.
Yeah, they're different.
You can find in this photo. Green, blue. Right? The color elements are in that photo, and so the aesthetic of it, it's all interconnected. I really like that too.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about this Olympia. It is a good mix of colors that are vibrant enough, but not, to your point, shocking.
Yeah.
Like you would never think purple would work, but I can see share accelerator. So I was like, oh, I can see that. You know, and so the green background doesn't bother me, and then you can just see the letters that way. I don't know.
So oh, I see what you're doing. Oh, that thing has that thing has a little bottom prompt, and it looks like it
It'll move.
it moves by itself. Well, someone has to be patient to sit there, although they can click on the little button. But at least it's a prompt that there's a right, left.
Yeah, this is a nice website.
Yeah.
I agree.
and the pictures, like you said, they purposely popped out the colors.
Yes. And the colors, it looks on the little icons on the right, match the background.
I like too that these are not just boxes with text, like each one of these has a
Photographer.
picture associated with it, like a still picture, which is nice. I like the video on the front, like that sort of that homepage look. And then just some nice vibrant pictures here. They're not overwhelming, but they're not boring.
Could you click on the next section? The blue wrench, okay.
Because the cost of the website came in really low, maybe we should consider hiring a professional photographer, videographer to get us some.
I was gonna say, what if we post something out there in Plymouth, either paid or not paid, someone that would be willing to take some pictures or fly a drone or do something on a volunteer basis for the website and see what that would be. I don't know, we could still pay them, but I'm just wondering if you'd like, take some pictures of the township or take, you know what I mean, like,
So
obviously you're gonna want something a little more,
Put it on Facebook or the website and say, submit your pictures.
yeah.
That's a thought.
Yeah, we're looking
And then,
for
and then
pictures
if we
from
get
the website.
nothing from that we can
Don't
agree
recommend
on.
it.
Pardon?
Don't recommend it. Someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, that's true. If you
Someone's
don't-
gonna
if you
get
don't
hurt
use-
either way, right? So if we put a bunch of,
Someone's
if
gonna get
we put
hurt.
a bunch
Yeah.
of applications in here and go, you pick this one, you pick this one, you pick this one, same hurt.
Yeah.
Same hurt. Norristown Farm Park does the same thing. Do a bunch of pictures, someone's gonna win a prize. Just put it out there. You know what, we have to get over the fact that someone's gonna get hurt, there's gonna be a winner and not a winner. And we have to do that, but to put it up to the residents of Plymouth, their website, their process, let them submit the pictures and see where we go. I don't think it's a bad idea to start with. We're doing this for Plymouth. Why would we wanna take somebody else out of Plymouth to help with this process and not use the residents of Plymouth as part of the website?
I have a different idea. Because I was a realtor for a while, I have a number of contacts with professional photographers that we could probably talk to. It's been a while since I used any of them. I didn't, it's not like I had any kind of personal relationship. I hired them, and the nature of my business is I didn't use them that often, but at least it's a start. I have some contacts, and we could talk to people that are professional photographers to see about if they would be interested in bidding, or Now that's a completely different approach.
Right. I'm not, it's not my favorite thing, not just because, but hear me out here. You're gonna do that, and we're gonna go to the website, and we're talking about changing pictures every quarter. So we're gonna keep this professional photographer on the rolls for how long? Are we not gonna let anybody else from Plymouth put up pictures? Is it just a one-off? So you're just gonna hire them for the beginning and not hire them to continue to take pictures? Because if we're gonna always change pictures and always do updates, and people are gonna submit things, like, then what? So do we just, and they may know what we were looking for in Plymouth, they may not. Somebody may go out to that farm park, go out to somewhere and pick up that picture. You know what I mean? I don't know what we're looking for. I'm not,
We could tell them where to go.
we can, but I don't know where to tell them where to go, because I don't even know we had all these things in Plymouth, if I'm being honest. Are you gonna go out to the fire company day, and are you gonna go out to Plymouth day, and are you gonna go see what's going on at the ball fields, and are you gonna go to the community center? If you have people doing that, and people are going to all those places, let them submit the pictures and see what it is. We can do it for a month. If we don't like it, this website's not gonna happen in a week, right? If we don't get what we want, then we talk about hiring a professional photographer. But why not put it out to the residents and say, we're building this, put it out to all of our groups in our neighborhoods. This is what we're doing. We're asking for your input. You've sent out these surveys, you've done all these things. We need some pictures as backgrounds. Submit them in, put them on the Facebook site, put them wherever.
That goes along with your idea of the changing seasons, the changing programs that are going on in the community.
You're letting the residents own the website. They're paying for it. Let them own it.
I do like the idea of having residents feel some ownership. What if we did both? So what if, like, I would hate, for example, if we had Plymouth Township Day, and like, to me, that's a key opportunity to pay a photographer and say, come take some amazing pictures and some amazing video, because that's what we want that. Meanwhile, we could also say, hey, residents, if you have any great pictures from Plymouth Township Day, submit them. And same thing's true for opening day of Little League, Spartans football, if you're at the Maple Acres Farms with your family. But we could also simultaneously send out a professional photographer, especially when there's an event, because if we miss good pictures from Plymouth Township Day, we wait a year.
Right.
Right, so when there's big events, I think maybe we pay somebody, but we can also open it up and say, send pictures. And hey, we may use some, one, none, all, but send them in if we have, because it's not a kid's art show where we're just gonna put them all up on the wall. Like, we're looking for some select pictures, so if people.
Plus, they have to be of the right quality too.
Yeah.
Somebody's cell phone picture, we might not even be able to use.
Yeah.
And is there any legality issues? Because I know, like, at school, we have several
Gotta make sure those kids
people
are allowed to
that
be on the
are-
website. Yeah.
There's no photographs allowed of them.
Yeah.
So if.
That's for personal and for professional. Like, you might just not be able to go to the farm park and choose Lynn and I out with the kids pitching and putting it on a website without telling somebody, hey, we're gonna put your kids on a website. I know we have some at the
Yeah,
IU as
that's-
well.
that's definitely,
Like, they're
yes.
not allowed to be in the pictures.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think, and like, on that, you think they went to everybody and got a
No, but how many children do you see in that picture?
No, but I
No
don't.
children, right.
Right, that's,
I
I'm
understand- I
saying about the
understand
kids.
children
No,
thing.
no, I get what you're
People were putting
saying.
on a performance, so that
But there were people like behind it, like,
So I don't know, but if they're a professional, maybe is there some legal rules? If you're a professional photographer, do you have copy? I don't know. I'm just wondering, is there legality?
question for.
those are good points.
It's a good question.
So if like you're just randomly picking photographs of people, I don't know, I'm not sure how.
I
it
guess if
works.
you're just taking pictures and you're keeping them for your own personal portfolio, I guess nobody ever knows, but if you're putting them out for the world to see.
Yeah, if you're putting them on
I-
a township
yeah.
website, I mean, there could
No,
be
but
legal
yeah.
issues.
Because I know with a lot of stuff going on now, people will be saying like, did you just take my picture? Delete it now, don't post it. I don't know.
I mean, it'd kind of be a shame if we had all these wonderful township events and we can't post video because we'd have to get everybody in the picture or in the video to say it's okay. I don't know.
That's something that you have to,
Brochures at the
put as you enter township, the township day, and
Township Day pictures.
And the
And there's
community
kids in
center
it.
brochure.
lots of kids.
But I don't know. Is there like Matt, did you ever come
Your
across
question
that?
for Mike.
For like summer camp, we have do not photograph lists. Like
Right.
parents do not sign off on that portion of the waiver. But that's for very specific registrations, not for something like Plymouth Township Day.
I guess if you're in public, it's not private. The eyes can see it, and from a public place.
Yeah, it's probably something to run by the legal department.
Well, like if you.
I mean, there's a lot of pictures, though. I mean, we take pictures of First Night Out, Plymouth Township Day. I mean, we take pictures of lots of events without, I mean, maybe because we're not posting it somewhere that is as permanent maybe as the website. I don't know, it's a good question, Matt.
But maybe to that point, if it's public,
That might have been a paid.
But if it's
thing,
private
too,
where you
I don't
go,
know.
you
So
know.
what, Matt, what do you think?
There's people in the background.
Yeah, like if we're at township events, township-sponsored events on township property, taking video
Public.
and pictures.
I appreciate the spirit. It's a difficult thing to manage. And I don't mean to be the naysayer, but I really like this idea of community-sourced photos, videos. It's another thing to manage. You comfortable with managing that project, that process? How do we do it? How do we ask for it? Where does it go? Who's going to be the one who's going to look at it? Who's going to manage that stuff versus you hire a photographer? It's one person, one interaction, one direction that we can give. So from a functional standpoint, I'd much rather hire a professional to do it because that's one relationship. You've got the liability. It's easier to contain. This user sourced, yeah, it's great, but it makes me uneasy posting things without having permission from people to post it.
you don't have permission from people to post it for the professional photographer. I'm
Yeah,
not,
we do.
okay.
We do.
Okay, so they're gonna get it before they take any of the pictures.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even something like, I'm
But then that
picturing
takes away
first-
all of our.
Yeah, like First Night Out
Yeah.
or you know, the tree lighting. Is that photographer, I'm not trying to be difficult now, but is that photographer, like someone taking a video, really gonna go like, oh, here's Santa arriving and there's kids in the back, like, wait, let me go ask these 12 kids that
I
ran.
believe they're supposed
Santa.
to. They have to make an effort to.
I've lived here for 15 years. I've never had one time a photographer come to me and say, can I take a picture or can I not? I'm not against total professional photography. I see where you're going. We knew we were building a new website. What the township's gonna do to manage it wasn't really part of this conversation, it was building a website. So I know you have to manage, and I know it's easier to manage. That's not totally what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the best website. If it's gonna take 2 people to manage it, maybe we gotta get more money for another position, because Len can't do it all. But I think making the people of the township part of the website, yes, good, but I am also concerned about taking pictures, which makes me sad altogether, whether it's just the residents or the professional photographer, because you do have to be very careful, but if you just send them out to take pictures, fine, or we just need to hire somebody with a drone and go take the township and go take the farm park and go take those things that don't really have people in them. Like, this doesn't have people in it, right? That's your thing. Like, are we just taking a picture? I don't want to take Germantown Pike, because that's just crazy, but are you just taking a picture of the front of the community center and going, okay? Like, are we limiting ourselves? And I don't know how to get around that either. Can we take pictures of the bands performing in the park, even though there might be people in the background, or can you not because they're paid? Can you just get the band there? I don't know. Definitely don't want to upset anybody and don't want to go down a legal road that I didn't see
I
coming.
believe if you're in a public place and the person taking a picture is in a public place as well, can't trespass eyes. So I think you'll be fine with any of that?
The other thing too is if somebody really objects, they see, that's my photo there, you know, they can, you know, point it out and either blur it out or,
We could take them down. That's- I
yeah,
mean,
blur it out or take it down.
I understand what Matt's saying about the effort that it would take to do exactly that, bringing in all these pictures in from all these different times. That's a lot of management. That's a lot of
You want me to
time.
do it?
Appreciate that.
Sorry, I'm not trying to
Trying
get
I'm sure it's
you.
gonna be
It's
recorded.
trying to keep it contained as much as possible. These things can go sideways really fast.
I also don't need 25 people lined up at the door going, why didn't you take my picture?
And how, like, maybe, like, to start riffing about it, the feedback I'm thinking about is maybe not for the website. How can we, if that doesn't work out, how can we then use social media to do curated, hey, looking for your photos, and like have it social media focused as a way to get people to engage in social media and not just the website? Right?
Did you do this quarter in
Yeah,
Plymouth?
but you see, all of these things are going to create, are going to require management, full-time somebody doing it. We don't currently have that right now.
So nobody manages the website today?
It's reactionary. We
Okay.
say, hey, Len,
Okay.
post this, please.
Sorry.
And it's Len or Brandon will say, oh, yep, thanks.
Okay.
We're not curating anything. And so I like this idea of curating our message, our image, but that's going to be a whole different thing. It's going to be someone with a different skill set. No offense, Len. It's different.
Yeah.
All of those things that you're asking for, that's curated things, which is awesome. I want it too.
Just not part of this process. Or maybe not
It's a
part
little
of this
bit of a
process.
scope creep, right? If
Okay.
that's where we want to go, I'm trying to navigate inside of the current universe we have. To get us a functional content management system is a first step. And then if we want to expand this, if we want to grow this into something more dynamic, that means a different person with a different skill set will need to be a part of the full-time township team, maybe even part-time team. I don't know, right? So let's get us, we need to walk before we can run.
Okay.
And I think if we can build a really good sound content management system, that maybe then we can start thinking of more community-based event, social media event type things. And maybe we get a good collection. If we put it out on Instagram, we create an Instagram account. Hey, show us photos for such and such, such and such. And we get a really good result, then we can consider, hey, you know what? Maybe we can add that one to the website.
I'm curious, there's little icons, Facebook, X, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does that link to the Facebook page?
So
Yeah.
there's pushing, right? There's connections, there's links, but then we need to do a better job ultimately of managing those social media sites also. Because right now it's just push. Whatever we push to the website, push. Notification. There's no interaction. There's no, hey, what's everybody doing today? Like, you can have fun with this, you know, and not just disseminate information. You can make it more interactive. But again, that takes a person to do that.
I might also suggest, because I appreciate that, Matt, and I think we can look at this as phase one. Like, this group came together to help us focus on being better at communicating. So maybe part one is let's get the website enhanced. And it doesn't mean we can't tackle the social media piece next. I mean, maybe
Right.
that's just what we do next.
Right, we just get the website up.
Yeah, we get the website up and running, then we can look at social media, we can look at ways to do what you've suggested, Dawn, which is how are we pulling things from our residents and sort of engaging them in the process of connecting with us on our website and through social media. So maybe it is sort of a multi-phased approach. This is part one, and there's nothing to say we don't do that part two. That's what we do next. I mean, there's so many different ways I think we could enhance our communication efforts.
I think I'm
This is just
so
one.
excited, I'm like jumping from like here to like over here,
I
back to
love
over
it.
here. So I apologize, I'm all over the.
You don't have to apologize. I love that you're thinking about pulling, I'm always also thinking about how we get people to engage more with us, to feel part, to have ownership, to feel part of the township, whether it's because they come to events, they join the community center, they're on a citizen board, they're sharing pictures, they're looking at our website, like all of it. So I don't apologize, I love it.
government needs to do something different. Right? We have to be more dynamic. If we want that interactivity, we need to do something different, but there's a cost to it. It's mostly a human cost. We are a people business, right? Most of our activity, most of our budget is people-based, right? So I want you to know that that's a priority of mine in thinking of the organization and how can we then adapt our staff to start moving towards that, to start achieving those goals. That's my philosophy. We need to have a much more adaptable, much more responsive access to government.
So our very next step should be what? So,
Yeah,
like this?
let's move on to next steps, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Chairman?
That's all right,
take
go
over.
ahead. Hey. Keep going.
I think, Len, correct me if I'm wrong, we need some time to interact with Revise. We need to initiate that relationship. It's all been contractual right now. Contract's been forwarded, signed. We need to have that kickoff meeting with them before we're in a good position to explain next steps for that design. That should happen between now and the next meeting. And I think from what I heard from everybody else here, you are all supportive of going to Revise and asking them to help us with the logo as a first step. That's going to be an additional cost.
Why don't we make that a motion?
Yeah.
So you've moved to go to Revise for the logo, I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, nobody's opposed.
Great, very
So
good.
let's do it.
And so we will initiate that as well. I would encourage all of us to continue looking at other websites. I think we're all in love with the Olympia
Yeah.
website. That's
Yeah,
pretty
there were
much
some
it.
good things about the.
And the Genoa one you
I think it's a
said.
good amalgam of the two
Yeah, I
of
feel like
those.
those two are a good blend.
I think we've got enough to go on for design to give direction to Revise to start working on a draft for us. And then once we get drafts, it'll be, hey, what do you think? What do you want? What elements? Start documenting those things for Revise. And we'll get a quote for the logo. And
Are you the contact person
We got that quote,
oh,
5,000,
for?
logo.
yes.
Okay.
There's one 3,000 and one for 5,000. 3,000 really doesn't give you a whole lot of options. It's kind of like, here's 3, like it or lump it, you choose. 5 gives you more options.
I like the 5.
Yeah.
And there's
So,
money in the budget for that?
yeah.
Yeah.
Should we also, you asked the question earlier, Matt, like, when we think about our homepage, like, what are the icons we want to jump off the page, and whether it's 4 or 5, trash collection, like, what are, is that something maybe
Yes, I
each
would.
of us should come back
I would
with?
encourage us all to define what the heading, and what order you want them in, right? And then what icons, like what hot links.
Yeah, the most important things that want to be emphasized.
And that would be easily circulated via email. That would help us.
Define headings, drop downs, and quick links.
Headings,
Just the headings.
I think, because headings, like, I want us to focus on what are those headings. And then from a design standpoint, I think I don't think you all need to be involved with the drop downs. We can just put them in one of those, however many buckets.
Okay.
I don't think you need to get
Just the
that
headings.
granular. Anything that's front page, that's what
Okay.
you should be looking at.
Okay.
Yes.
4 or 5?
It's up to you,
Okay.
right? Like, what do you think is the right fit?
Yeah.
I don't like Hamden Township. I don't like that. I think it's way too much text.
Can you put your location? I'm sorry. Okay,
Len's gonna pull it up, I think.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's too much at the
Right?
top, yes.
It's
Oh, yeah.
It's like 7 or 8 choices and it has.
like
underneath
township
each other.
departments. Like, no joke, I'm on a township website. You don't need to put township department, right?
Yeah.
Simple, City of Olympia is still and Genoa's good
Olympia
too.
is very good.
And what's in citizens' request? the ink pen,
Where you at?
the middle menu, citizens request.
We have that now. Citizens request. If there's a pothole,
Oh,
they
okay.
submit it,
Gotcha. Okay.
amongst other things.
Yeah.
We have a list this long, we only use, like, say there's 20 different things that we can do, we're only using maybe 10.
Right.
Because the other things really don't matter to us.
So something they're just making the township aware of.
Yes.
In general.
Yeah, hey, there's a street light out,
I was gonna say the like,
yeah.
whatever, okay.
You know, this, I can't see it, and I come out and walk my dog, and there's the street light's gone. That kind of stuff.
Okay?
Thank you, everybody.
Okay, so are we ready to adjourn?
If you tell me first when the next meeting is, so I can put it on my calendar, please.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, 'cause we don't have that next meeting. Our next meeting.
Yeah, when's the
It
next
was like
meeting?
July 4th week, I think.
First Wednesday would be July 2nd.
So did we,
Oh, you know what? My concerts and movies start.
On Wednesdays.
The 9th,
or did we want to meet with the next meeting, are we meeting with somebody from Revise?
Or would it be, since we're going into the summer months, maybe give us some time, Len and I some time to work with Revise and see what kind of nuts and bolts stuff they have. We can all, you know, if you can all forward us how you like headings, that sort of thing via email. And then once we're at the point where we feel we need to schedule a meeting, we'll do that.
Okay.
Like maybe the next month or two, like do it via email.
So
Okay.
I'm canceling, I don't have a meeting in July.
Does that
That's fine.
sound like a good?
I always feel like I miss them and I don't have them
schedule
in the
August
calendar.
or September?
Yeah, do you want to schedule one in August, just to put it on our calendars?
Sure.
Seems like that's not a bad idea.
August 6th would be the
Sixth.
Yeah.
So July
Are you
2nd.
done the concerts by then?
Yes, National Night Out is the 5th, and that is my ending.
Still at 4:30, right?
Yeah, that
Okay,
works.
thank you.
Or is it August?
August 6th.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good July.
Do we need a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, I think
Enjoy
we
the
need a
warmth, I
motion to adjourn, right?
We should be done with the
I think
cold,
we're
right?
adjourned.
Robert,
Yeah, okay.
you chair, meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned, okay.